Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Yep.
This is EEA AirVenture in Oshkosh. We are with Jim Campbell, state-of-the-art aviation industry. Go ahead, take it away.
Thanks. I'm here with a guy that I'm Jim. I'm almost embarrassed to ask you this, but who are you and what do you do?
Well, who am I is kind of up to a little bit of confusion at this stage of the game, but for the moment I'll just go with Jim Campbell, editor-in-chief of the Aero-News network, author of a bunch of books, and basically rabble-rouser, troublemaker, and guy who knows how to spike the punch bowl.
Author bunch. You have something coming out today, as a matter of fact.
Well, we just introduced today a book that reflects the first 10 years, the 10-year anniversary of the X Prize. I was privileged to be a part of the organizational structure, the test flights, the award flights. I flew type formation on Spaceship One on a couple of occasions to be able to document some things there. I participated as a test pilot and board member of the Rocket Racing League. Did a lot of the early test flights and so forth with zero gravity, which was about as much fun as you're going to have in public without losing lascivious arrest record. And more important than anything else, just watch the world change as a function of a bunch of people who refuse to accept that only NASA can do spaceflight, only NASA can do zero-G, only NASA can fly rockets. Well, we proved them wrong.
Good. You know, I saw the book yesterday, and it's beautiful. I wish you all the success in the world with that title that came out. But I want to back up just a little bit. And to me, it seems, as kind of an outsider on the inside, that there's a new kind of energy that's going on right now in aviation, at this show in particular. Talk to me a little bit about what you're seeing. So I know it's the first day of the show, but
well, first day for you guys. We've been here 8 days now, and we've been watching as people come in. You know, this is, let's face it, this is hopes and dreams land. This is where the community comes together. It is where we bring our best and brightest and some of our dumbest and least appealing as well. But it is the place where we all come together and just see what is really extraordinary, right and wrong, about the aviation industry. Now, we've been through such a period of malaise, such a period of depression, if you will. It's been a bad economy. The FAA is not getting any friendlier. There's a massive regulatory influx. I mean, every day there's something new to keep us away from success. And the industry knows it's out there, but I think the main reason for a slight uptick at this point is the fact we're sick and tired of being sick and tired. There's just too much belief in the inherent goodness and the inherent beauty and the inherent fun and the inherent value of aviation, whether it's strictly recreational or if it's professional. Let's face it, nobody does this because they have to or because it's a really good job. Those are few and far between. But what it really is something truly exciting. People were never designed to fly, so we designed a means to do so. And you cannot come to a place like Oshkosh with the slightest interest in aviation and not be enthused, not be just totally emboldened by the concept that we're capable of so much better. And especially when you look at the examples of what occurred here. I mean, while we're celebrating the 10th anniversary of X Prize, on the other side of the coin, we're celebrating the first Oshkosh without Paul Poporesny. And Paul had the key to everything. Yeah, you got to have airplanes, and yeah, you got to do this, and yeah, you got to deal with the FAA, and so forth and so on. But Paul had a whole bunch of Paulisms, and you know, one, the vast ocean of air. But the biggest one, the one I loved most, was that the more he learned about aviation, the more he learned about people, the more he learned about airplanes, the more he honestly learned about people. That ultimately the community, no matter how fast, how, you know, wood, metal, composite, whatever the case may be, aviation moved by the quality of the people involved. And maybe, if for nothing else, maybe it's come down to the fact that the really dedicated are here, and the really dedicated are going to save this industry.
talk to me, if you would, about the bigger picture of innovation in aviation, and what do you see the industry doing to foster innovation internally?
Not enough. We proposed a couple of years ago, before we got sidetracked with a bad economy and a couple of other issues, an aviation innovation conference where we're going to try to gather 100 to 200 of carefully selected folks who could, one, think outside of the box, two, really came up with really great ideas, and three, didn't care what anybody thought of them, because that's how progress is made. I am very happy to see that a lot of those ideas have been taken or copied or embraced, and we're seeing bits and pieces of it here and there. frankly, I was inspired again by X Prize and by a few other folks, and by some of the folks who came up the ranks in various aspects of the industry. You look at John Minette and what he's done with Sonics and in previous iterations, and you can't be anything but amazed and enthused. Yeah. And there is a man who knows how to innovate. Yeah. We're standing in front of another concept in innovation, especially since we're talking about one of the most innovative minds, and thankfully, along with it, one of the men with the greatest amount of integrity I've met in this industry, i.e., Alan Klapmeyer, the good Klapmeyer, and we see people of great will and great intellect and great imagination moving this industry forward. If you take a look at everything that everybody goes gee whiz wow about, those three elements: great men, great intellect, great imagination, and that's what it comes down to.
That's great. Jim, tell me, what is it that you're up to in the next couple of months?
Well, Aero-News was the first 24/7, 365 news service on the web. That's going on 20 years ago. That was almost 200,000 stories, 7,000 podcasts, several thousand videos. And to be perfectly honest, in some of the conversations I have had, we've gotten a little sedate about it all. It's great to be the innovator, but you can only rest on that for so long. So it's time to innovate in greater ways. But one of the things we have to do right now is reach out and embolden the community and give them tools by which the information we provide can be utilized by them in greater ways. We have a program called Airborne, which has been up for 3 days a week, 10 to 15 minutes of news and commentary and some features, that's been hosted by Ashley Hale. Airborne's going 5 days a week this fall with over 20 industry partners. For the first time, one single news and information program will represent the majority of the industry's interests, organizations, and entities. That's never happened before, and I'm really excited about that, because I'm not all about running around ANN, me. I'm all about a community that, if my wife and I ever decide to have a family, will allow 4 kids who can eventually come out and say, hey, there's an aviation still left for me, and for everybody else as well. I've got nephews that are almost in the private pilot stage right now, and I just want to know that no matter what, there's going to be an aviation for them to play in.
Jim, thanks so much for talking with us today, and thanks for everything that you do for the aviation community.
Well, it was either that or get a real job. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. That's it from the Kestrel display at Oshkosh.